Hello anime fans, so here's part 2 of upcoming Isekai anime series releasing in spring 2024. Without any further late, let's start. Number 5. Dalia In Bloom. Crafting a fresh start with magical tools. Reincarnated in a fantasy world, Dahlia is raised by a master of magical tool-making. She develops a passion for the craft and becomes engaged to her father's apprentice. However, one day, he suddenly passes away. As if this weren't enough, on the day before their wedding, her fiancé announces that he's in love, but not with her. Dahlia finally realizes she needs to live for herself. She's determined to enjoy her second life. The series is set to premiere in April 2024. Number 4. The do-over damsel conquers the Dragon Emperor. Jill Servell, the magically gifted daughter of a noble family, sentenced to death by the Crown Prince, her fiancé. But just before she dies, she's sent back in time 6 years to the party where their engagement had been decided. To avoid this route of ruin, Jill immediately proposes to the person standing behind her, but it's the man who was her greatest enemy, Dragon Emperor. She quickly retracts the proposal, but the delighted Hades takes her back to his castle and makes her a meal. Completely won over by the food, Jill makes a life-changing decision. It's time to redo this life with the enemy. It is set to premiere in 2024. Number 3. Loner Life in Another World. Haruka, who spends his high school life as a loner, was suddenly summoned to another world one day along with all his classmates. The god allowed each of the students to pick a special skill of their choice. Unfortunately, Haruka is last in line. God allowed him to keep all remaining skills the other students didn't pick. Despite not having a single powerful skill, now Haruka will have to take on this fantasy world the hard way on his own, with a mishmash skills, until his classmates start having trouble trying to deal with their new environment and conflicts between them, forcing him to take action and help them. An anime adaptation is set to premiere in 2024. Number 2. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. An ordinary salaryman dies and reincarnated as Ars Luvent, the son of a noble. He have one skill that no one else possesses. Appraisal, heir of a noble family, discovers that he possesses the skill to appraise the talents and aptitudes of other people. Using this ability, Ars can determine a person's current strength, how much potential they hold, and where their talents rest. This skill is especially useful in the present situation of the country. The government is corrupt, revolts occur more often than not, and nobles far and wide are strengthening their fortifications in preparation for an all-out war. Young Ars Luvent recruits the best people to his side in order to turn his country around. The series will broadcast in April 7, 2024. Number 1. No longer allowed in another world. A second life in another world with cute girls by your side and video game-like powers sounds like an anime fan's dream, right? Not so for a certain melancholy author who would quite literally rather drop dead. He gets yanked into another world in 1948. Really, all the fantastical adventure he keeps running into is just getting in the way of his poetic dream of finding the perfect place to die. But no matter how much he risks his hide, everything seems to keep turning out okay. Will our terminally depressed hero find a new lease on life in this cheerfully bleak isekai comedy? The anime adaptation is set to premiere in July 2024. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.